everyone, it's Amy Williams here for the You Perform channel, and we have Arron, our fitness expert. Now, Arron and myself last week spoke about working out in those training zones, that kind of different areas between 1 and 10 and how to exert yourself. Today, we're gonna talk about how to get back into the fitness, into the gym after having a break, whether that's because you've been ill or you've had a holiday or you literally just couldn't be bothered and you've fallen off the wagon a little bit. How do we get back in without injuring ourselves or just burning out?
It's always a tricky one because people want to get back to it where they left off. And we don't like to admit to ourselves that we maybe have lost as much fitness as we have over that period of time. Depends how much time you had off. So it's really important just to start gently, just to start taking it really easy on the body so that we're not going to cause any injuries, we're not going to overtrain, and that actually we see some results that are sustainable. People often go back at it too hard, they get really sore and they don't want to do anything for 2 or 3 days again, and that's not the point. You want to have a regular training program that is actually achievable and sustainable.
And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Someone could be a regular gym goer. You've suddenly had to be forced at home, work out from home. You might have only had one kettlebell, 5 kilograms, and then you want to go back to the gym. You're all excited. You suddenly whack on 60, 70, 80 kilograms on that squat, and then, disaster happens. So I guess for you, it's trying to advise people how to slowly ease back into it. What would you advise then to kind of have those small steps to get back in, but yet obviously everyone wants to just get fit and get strong as fast as possible?
Yeah, so from a training perspective, it is about dialing it back. So I think it's important to really work on some of the fundamental lifting patterns and body movements before you go into that large lift. So let's say you're doing a deadlift, actually make sure your body can do some of the basic stuff first before going into that really heavy lift and risking injury. If your muscles aren't used to doing that for a while, they might not be ready for it, okay? So doing some basic stuff to mobilize the body, so start taking it easy, taking longer over your warm-ups and mobility than perhaps you would have done before. Then going through some lighter lifts and then taking your time to build up to something slightly heavier over the period of a week or two. If you've been off for 4 weeks, you might want to start at 20 to 30% less weight than you had previously. So if you've been off for a couple more weeks, it doesn't hurt to start at 50% and build back up from there. It's great to find a weight that you can actually do when you first go back to it. If you start lifting really heavy, I've done this and been demoralized. I've gone, right, I remember I could do this, got on the bench, and suddenly I'm only doing 2 or 3 reps at something I used to do 12. I'm like, I get angry with myself, I get frustrated. I know not to put myself in that situation anymore if I've had a bit of a break. I just dial it back, find some weights that I can do, get myself back into it, get the muscles feeling like they're working again, and build that up gently over a period of a few weeks. From a nutrition point of view, if you've had a few weeks off, maybe it's been a holiday and you've kind of stuffed your face a little bit, maybe had some more alcohol. Our bodies have got loads of sugar that we're used to having. They're probably going through those sugar cravings. So if you suddenly go training really hard and then cut out the nutrition and really kind of cut back all those sugars and go to really, really strict on yourself, it might be too much of a shock to the body. Number one, you might hate it because you're trying to do too much for yourself, but your body's not going to know what to do with this stuff because it's used to having all that sugar for energy, and actually you can get ill, you can get injuries, you're going to feel really lethargic if you're not used to it. So start to taper the nutrition gently. Don't just go boom, right, from this day I'm going to cut everything out. That's not fun for anyone anyway, but start to transition slowly with that as well. And then set goals that are achievable on all fronts, on the training front, the nutrition front, and then how much you can move every day. A lot of people set these really tough goals for themselves. They'll say, right, I'm going to go to the gym every day at 6 a.m. That's what I'm going to do. When they've never done that before in their lives. They hate getting up at 6 in the morning anyway. So you're setting yourself up for failure. And so if you don't, and you miss that first day, then the rest of the days rest of the week's almost ruined. You're like, oh, well, that was rubbish. I haven't done it. And you're giving yourself an excuse from the word go. So make achievable goals and achievable programs that you can stick to. So maybe say, right, I'm not going to do every day of the week, but maybe I'm going to choose 2 days a week at 6 a.m. because we have to have a little bit of discomfort in our lives, maybe a bit too pampered up. We say, do those harder sessions and then place the other ones at times of the day that you know you can do. Even if it is the winter and it's a bit dark and you don't want to go for that run after work, go for a long walk at lunchtime. Get out and be active. I think we're always over-focused sometimes on achieving everything in every session we do and getting too many results. a walk is just as important for you mentally and physically and emotionally as well as a training session could be. So we don't always have to slam ourselves in the gym. The benefits can come from some of those lighter sessions as well.
And I guess it's making those good habits. You kind of touched on it. It's having those achievable targets, creating good habits that you enjoy. You want to be able to train because you enjoy it, and you want to sustain that because you've set yourself these goals that are achievable. And I guess that is just as important.
Yeah, I mean, every goal needs to be achievable, and we've got to think about the little goals along the way. Often we think about that big picture and we want to be there in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, right? But realistically, if we're trying to lose a stone or so, if that's what someone's goal is, it's not going to happen like that in a healthy way. Yes, you could overtrain, you could eat the wrong stuff and not eat enough, and you could probably get those results, but not in a healthy, sustainable way. You have to go, right, that goal, push it a little bit further back, but look at those small goals along the way. Go for those little wins, the little things to celebrate. Yeah, this week I did 4 sessions. I could have done 7, but I did 4, and that's really good. Yes, I've done a walk every day. Yes, I've meditated every day. Yes, I've drunk enough water. No, I didn't have a load of beer tonight, right? Those little celebrations, because it's consistency over time. If you can do those little things daily, consistently well, you're going to get the results that you want to, and it's going to be sustainable and achievable.
So we touched upon the importance of goals and people having goals when they come back. Just give some people some tips. How can they write those goals, prepare them, think about them, long-term, short-term?
I think everybody is different, so the goals have to be applicable to you and what you want to achieve. It's very easy to get caught up in what other people are doing and try and do their goals that maybe aren't attainable for you. So first of all, start with the small goals, those micro goals. And that's something that you can look at on a daily basis. And so it might be just as simple as, right, I'm going to be active for an hour a day. And that, if you do it consistently, is going to gain you some results. So that hour a day could just be walking. It could be a combination of walking, running, it could be a combination of the gym work, just not sat on your bum for all that time each day, sat at your desk. It's just about making sure you're active in those. And then the macro goals are maybe over every week. So that'll be something, right, okay, this week I've done 5 sessions in total throughout that week. And trying to stay with that consistently and make sure that that's achievable. And again, that can be eating a certain amount of meals every day. Right, I've had 5 healthy days of eating, and now I can have my naughty couple of days maybe, as long as you obviously rein those naughty days into the right level. And then that will bring you to your overall goal over time. It's just about how far away you set that large goal. But if you stick to those small things and they're achievable on a day-to-day basis and a weekly basis, then you're going to get to where you want to go. And if you're not quite there, it might take you that little bit longer, but at least you've achieved stuff along the way. At least you're getting results constantly. At least you're still feeling positive about the journey that you've been on. And
I think it's allowing yourself to pat yourself on the back, isn't it? Just over these tiny little goals, feel chuffed about it. Really think, yay, high five me, I didn't eat chocolate tonight, or whatever it might be. That's one of my really big goals. So yeah, it is sort of patting yourself on the back. And I guess it can become quite hard if you're suddenly back in the gym, you're around people that you've maybe done a HIIT session before, you're suddenly peering across, they seem a lot fitter than me, we used to be the same fitness. That comparing yourself to others and that impact maybe on your own goals, that can be quite hard, can't it?
It's really difficult, and we've all been there. We've all been to the gym and gone, God, I used to be able to lift the same as that guy over there. What's happened to me? Or, he's looking in much better shape than I am. And we do get a little bit jealous as that competitive streak, but that's probably the most dangerous thing that can happen to you in the gym, because looking across at someone else and their goals might be completely different to yours. They might have a load of kit at home that they've been working out with when they weren't allowed to get to the gym. Everyone's in a different situation all the time. We can't compare ourselves to others, because that often means that we push ourselves harder than we should. We're probably going to get injuries. And then often we are not very self-confident or self-positive because of that. We actually beat ourselves up about the fact that we're not as good as someone else at something, but they have no idea what we're good at. They have no idea what's going on in our lives, and we don't know what's going on in theirs. So we need to stick to our own plan and stay focused on and stay true to what we want to achieve.
You're right. I think it's really important to stay true to you, to trust in that process, trust your program. You don't know what kind of life someone else has got at home, do you? And I think as an athlete, it was always really important to try and not always look at those other competitors. You were always trying to be, I've got to be better than her, or, compete, be stronger, be faster. And you can't. You just got to trust your program, trust your body. You're doing the right thing at the right time. And you will always get back to that fitness level when and how you need to. Hopefully you've enjoyed our chat today and some great advice from Arron again about how to get back into that gym, into fitness after taking a break. Now next week, Arron's going to be sat here and we're going to be talking about winter training tips, how to really get back into those cold, wintry, blastery, cold, rainy months and how to still keep yourself motivated. So please hit that bell, subscribe, and we will see you then.